So today we're going to be interviewing. This is Brandon Jacob, and I've known Brandon just for a little bit. So a lot of others, if you don't know who Brandon is, just know we're in the same boat because we don't interact a ton. But I've seen Brandon serve behind the scenes at Pleasant Valley for a while. So we're going to start Brandon off with number one here. If you just want to tell us a little bit about who you are, where you are, if you're out of school, in school, if you were born and raised around here. So just, unpack a little bit of your life story here for us.
Well, I'm Brandon. I was born in Blue Springs, Missouri, and I was actually raised in Lexington, Missouri. It's a small town, and I was there for about 4 years, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Then I moved to Liberty, and I'm still in school. I go to Liberty North High School.
Awesome.
Going to be a junior there, you know,
So
and
two more years of Liberty North. Is that right?
yep, yep. And after that, I'm thinking about going to either K-State or McPherson College. That's an automotive restoration college.
Really? I I did not. Sorry, we didn't even move on to the second question yet. Well, most people may not know about you. I didn't know you were interested in like automotive restoration. Are you talking like anything like cars that have been totaled in accidents and you pull the frames back in alignment and repair, do all the body work? Or are you talking like restorative, like classic type
Classic
vehicles?
cars. Yeah, I'm more of the classic cars. Just
Okay.
like before this meeting, I was just looking at like Chevy Novas and see if I could restore some of those. But yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
Nice. So
Um,
what kind of car are you driving right now?
I'm driving a Nissan Altima 2006. So yeah,
There you go.
just got it. Still trying to pay it off.
Well, uh join the club. Like, yeah, when I think I was in I didn't have my own car in high school, but then when I got into college, my last year I got a car, and yeah, it's just kind of a different responsibility. You have to pay it, fuel it up, insure it, all that
Yeah.
other fun stuff.
And
Awesome. So
then
yeah, what else and tell us a little bit about your family.
uh, my family, we've moved around a little. My mom's from Carrollton, Missouri. My dad's all the way from Wichita, Kansas. And they met up at college at Southwest Baptist University. And then yeah, they got married after like 6 months of dating. So they were a fast couple.
Fast track. That's
uh,
what you call a fast track.
yeah, still working for them. Yeah. A brother, Nathan. He sometimes goes to Pleasant Valley with us. Um,
And is he
what I've been
older
doing
or
over, yeah,
younger?
he's 4 years older than me.
Okay,
He's going to be going to UMKC for computer science, I believe.
right on.
Um,
Yeah, he's got to
yeah,
be smart to go into computer science. I don't know if I would
yeah,
touch that field.
yeah. He was valedictorian of his class at Liberty North.
Oh, there you go. Well, and you were telling me before we actually started this that your parents are actually in the educational fields. Tell us what they do.
My mom is a social studies teacher at the Park Hill School District, the middle school. She teaches seventh grade, I believe. And my dad teaches high school math at Liberty North.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. And now that, I mean, if they're teachers and we're in the middle of this pandemic and we're trying to like figure out how to open schools, I'm sure they have a front row seat
yeah,
to figure all of that out.
yeah. Because it was my cousin's birthday party this weekend, and we had to wear our masks the whole time because I play football and I work, and they don't want to get sick because they have to miss 2 weeks no matter what. So yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of a bum deal, and wearing masks, I think it's not. It's okay for a little bit, but man, long
Yeah.
periods of time that can get on you. So hey, so football, I didn't realize that you what do you play a certain position in football?
Yeah, I play outside linebacker and currently tight end. Um,
Very cool.
I've, I've been doing that. I did it eighth and ninth grade year. Took a break to play soccer my sophomore year, and then my junior year. Now I'm playing football.
Awesome. So no one tried to mess with Brandon. He'll tackle you.
You
Oh,
know,
I was
during the
I oh, go ahead.
and during the summer, I've been working at Price Chopper, and yeah, I've been doing football.
And that's the one right
Yeah,
across
that
the church, right? Yep.
yeah
I
that
think
one.
a couple of times haven't we like passed each other at this Price
I
Chopper?
believe so. Yeah.
Probably. Probably my wife more often than me. I'm just the emergency runner, like which which doesn't happen very often. She's usually awesome
Yeah.
about getting everything that she needs, but every once in a while it's kind of like, okay, we need to pick this up, and then I make my way in there. How long have
That's
you
where
been
I
at
am.
Price? Yeah. How long have you
I've
been
been
there?
there for about 4 months, 3 or 4 months, because just at the beginning of COVID-19, I started to get into the job search, saying that, well, I have all this free time, I I could go ahead and use it.
Right on. Yeah, there's a lot of students that are that picked up employment when they knew that they were going to have like a little bit more time than maybe typically they would. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Next time I next time I show up and I don't know what aisle something is in, I'll need to track you down. And then, do you know where everything
Well,
is in every aisle? Like if I said, I'm looking for granola bars, do you know off the top of your head which aisle granola bars are in?
that would be aisle 2 or 3.
See, I should come to you. Oh, all right. Well, are you okay, Brandon? If we move on to question number two here.
Sure.
All right. Question number two is we're asking everyone to share something about themselves that most people may not know about themselves. That they may not know about them. Obviously, you would know about yourself because you're going to be sharing it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So what's something that most people may not know about you that you'd be willing to share?
Well, this took me a little bit of thinking because I'm more of like an outgoing person, sharing a lot about my life. So not a lot of people know this, but I'm actually Eagle Scout and Boy Scouts.
Nice. Yeah. So for those that don't know what it equals, I think a lot of people they've heard the name like, oh, that's like a that's a there's got to be some kind of a process to get there, and it's some kind of ranking. I know it's difficult to get. So yeah, unpack that a little bit. Like what goes into um, getting to that point of Eagle Scout? Because there's a bunch of other series of stuff that has to happen before you get there, right?
Yeah, so you have different ranks in Boy Scouts. Scout is like the first rank that everyone has to get. Tenderfoot, second class, first class, star, life, and then eagle. And all of those you have to have merit badges, service hours, requirements for. Um, so I have, I think, 37 or 39 merit badges. And so merit badges are like different activities that you can do. Like one of them is a swimming merit badge, environmental science merit badge, stuff like that. So it's like
Gotcha.
these little like cool things. And
It,
um,
and does everyone have to get the same kind of merit badge, or can you are some like core that you have to get, but then you have like others that are more elective that you can decide to get? How does that work?
yeah, there are like I believe there are 17 or 12 Eagle acquired merit badge that everyone has to give one Eagle Scout, and the rest, and they have to have like a couple more for like elective wise, so they can choose what they want.
That's awesome. So what were some of your elective badges that you or the elective merits that you accomplished that have you already gotten some of those elective ones done that you're like, oh, I just
Yeah.
thought that would be kind of fun to do? Yeah, what did you do?
I have geocaching merit badge.
Yeah, I
It's a
know what
really fun one.
yes. For those of you that don't know what geocaching is, you can obviously Google it, but tell us what geocaching is, just like your 30-second version, because I think it's kind of fun.
You go around like basically the world, and you look for these little like, well, they can be little or big, um, boxes. Would you say?
Yep,
And
boxes, they call them caches, right?
caches, yeah. And you look for like these little things hidden everywhere, like seriously everywhere. I've seen them hidden like underneath lampposts, and you follow them. There's like a little GPS that you can get on your phone, and you follow them around. And then when you find it, you write your username in there, and online you say that you found it. So it's just a little fun thing to pass the time.
We should plant one inside Pleasant Valley somewhere.
Uh, yeah,
Like you have to come into the, well, I know most of them are like outside. There's probably,
yeah.
are there any geocaches located on Pleasant Valley's property? Do you know?
No, but there's some um on that really long road by those neighborhoods. I don't know what road that is.
But
I think
close
it's
by to,
Cooking.
yep,
Yeah, it's
close
close
by
by
to
the
the
church. There's
church.
a lot,
Yeah, that's awesome.
but
Okay, so geocache, that's awesome. I actually knew what I'm familiar with that. So geocache, what were some of the other merit badges that you have worked on?
there's a chess merit badge. There is fishing. There's a pets merit badge. Pets merit badge was sort of kind of cool for me because I have two cats, and they're both asleep right now, I think. But you have to basically take care of them or watch a pet or animal for so long, and then you have to like write down what you do with them, and
That's
then
awesome.
yeah, and
So
then
so
you
let
have sorry,
oh, go ahead. No, you're good. Go ahead.
and then after you get the Eagle Scout, you can get something called Palms, which after every 5 merit badge you get, after you get Eagle Scout, every 5 merit badges, you get a palm. So um it goes bronze, gold, and silver, like reverse from the Olympics, except um it's gold and silver are switched.
Okay.
So yeah. But I have all three of those, but you can get up to 9.
Awesome. Okay. So I know, probably like a good Boy Scout, you're supposed to remain positive and but there probably was a merit that you worked for that you're like, man, I'm glad that's done with. I don't ever have to do that again. That was hard or not enjoyable. Like what would you put in the rank of, like, if I never have to do that again and I've got a badge, I've earned that badge. What's in that category for you?
Well, there's a badge called Life Saving, but there's an alternate to it called Emergency Preparedness. Both are super hard. In Life
Okay.
Saving, like for the water sports and something, you have to do like 6 laps around this 100-meter pool or whatever. And I failed that test, so I couldn't get the Life Saving badge. I failed it for like 2 years in a row. So I that was a hard merit badge. So I had to get the alternate, which is emergency preparedness, and that was you have to like plan this, plan that. What would happen if this happened? Like it was really intense, and I earned that one.
It's funny because there are probably some things in life where you need someone to come in and save your life. Like, you probably don't want me being on lifeguard. I'm going to come rescue you. But then you've got this other thing where, well, I mean, they serve just as important of a value as, like, in the moment saving life, like emergency preparedness, saving lives. Like, if you ever have to like bug out and survive in the woods for a while, or if you have to like make a plan to do so, like
There's a
there's a
wilderness survival badge.
yeah, I won't be doing that one anytime soon.
It's really fun. You like make a fire, and I think it's cool.
Okay, so before we leave this topic, I do have this question for you. I am familiar enough that Eagle Scouts, they have a project that they need to
Yeah,
end up doing at the very end. So have you already, you haven't done that yet, or you're going to,
I
or do you
have
have,
already done it.
okay, yeah.
Um,
What'd you
I
do?
built, I built two shelves for Kansas City Pet Project, like two mobile shelves. So what we did, we bought the wood, we bought the casters, which are wheels that go underneath the frame, I guess you would call it. So we got these super heavy duty casters because they were gonna put files and dog food and cat food on there. That was gonna be really heavy.
Yeah, that's
So we
heavy
had
stuff.
to, yeah. So we had to build these super strong, super dirty shelves, put it on the back of a trailer, and drive it there. And yeah, they really like it.
So for those of us listening in, like these are not, this is not like you go to IKEA and you pick up a shelf and then like you're talking, it's probably holding, I would imagine if it's a pet store, probably 1,000
Yeah,
plus
probably 1,000
pounds.
pounds.
Yeah,
Said that once.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Well, so now suddenly you might be getting pings from people to come build some hefty,
Yeah.
hefty shelving. I
Yeah, I've done woodworking in school, so that helps a little bit. Yeah.
Well, if you're good with the tactile stuff, not everyone is, but like the woodworking, if you're thinking of like going into automotive restoration, I mean, that's a lot of, you have to have both the
Hands on.
smarts and the ability to actually pull that stuff off. And so that's awesome.
Yeah.
I I grew up doing, it wasn't Boy Scouts for me. For me, it was 4-H. Are
Oh
you
yeah.
familiar with 4-H at all?
Um,
Okay,
my
so here,
grandpa is like one of the woodworking leaders.
so there you go. It runs in your family.
Yep.
So here we're gonna do a little test, and then I'll ask you about how we can be praying for you. But here's a little test. So there isn't there a Boy Scout motto that you have to recite?
Yeah, there's the law and the oath, and there's a motto. The motto is "Be prepared."
Okay, and
The
the longer one is
There's two long ones. The oath is on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. That was
well
the oath.
done.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Well done. Very good. And for
Yes,
those of you that are listening, I did not tell Brandon I was going to ask him that, so I
I
put
don't
him on
have
the
anything on
spot.
my. I don't have anything either. Um,
Oh, and then there's another one.
yeah, the law. It's got us trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
You know, those almost sound like spiritual fruits, you know, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, self-control, all of those things that you just mentioned. It's almost like this list of these
Mm.
characters, character qualities. That's awesome. It also it also kind of sounded like my English teacher from high school. She wanted us to memorize the being verbs. Do you know what have you ever heard of the being verbs?
No.
Now I'm really going to embarrass myself. I learned this in I think it's either sixth or seventh grade. I can't remember. Am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, can, could, shall, should, will, would. Those are the being verbs, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with those. I just know that it was a good thing to know off the top of your brain back in seventh grade.
Yep.
Well, I did 4-H, and the 4-H had a motto, and it's it's really cool to be a part of an organization that has a mission, but then also some of these like other things, these attributes that you're going to learn through. That's awesome to hear that you're doing that.
Yep.
All right, so let me ask you. Last thing that I'm going to ask you to share is how can we be praying for you? You know, you said you were a student, and we're still kind of in pandemic. You've
Yeah.
got future kind of ahead. So, how can we specifically be praying for you in the weeks and the months ahead?
I guess just the strength to go through this, and that my family could, because all my family's about to go back to school, and that we can just tough it out.
Yeah, I love that. So really, you just asked for prayer, not just for you, but your mom and dad too, because all three of you are going to be literally going back to school, and there's some unknowns, and I love that you asked for strength, because you know that you probably can't do this fall without the Lord's strength in these times, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks so much for letting us interview you here today, and we'll definitely be praying for you and your family as school starts, and maybe there's another one or two people out there that will have more questions about Boy Scouts later on. They'll probably ping you now. Awesome. Yep. Well, thanks again, Brandon. Good to have you on.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for joining us today for this interview, and stay tuned for some more interviews coming up in the future.